Hello, and welcome to a video series I'm calling Casual Commander. This is going to be an unedited video of me explaining to you a few things that I enjoy about my extremely casual commander decks. Now, this first video is going to be of my probably best and favorite deck, but all these ones after are going to show reasons why the decks are good and why I think they're fun to play. Because the key reason I enjoy Commander is because I think Magic is fun. And when we take fun out of Commander, that is when it is no longer fun to play. So, first off, my Commander for the deck I lovingly call Bigger Gun is Old Gnawbone. So, Old Gnawbone, as you can see here on the side of the screen, 5 mana, 2 green, flying 7/7. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. So you probably know this card and can already see the fun potential in it. A lot of people are like, wow, broken. And I agree. If there's broken cards, why don't you play with them? Because it's fun. And now, you may also be thinking, if you are a casual such as I, Mason, why is this broken? Like, that seems manageable. If you don't know what a treasure token is, it's a tap sacrifice, gain 1 mana of any color. So, that's super good for mana ramping. And flying, also a good way to just smack people in the face. Now, there's a few ways to manipulate your treasure token intake. One of which is this little enchantment here, Unnatural Growth. The beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until the end of turn. So you can imagine if now our 7/7 flyer is a 14/14 flyer, he's going to hit someone in the face, deal 14 damage and commander damage, and we gain 14 treasure tokens. And then the combat's over, it just resets. That's so fun. Now we have all of this mana to play with. It's going to be ramping time. You have all these things. Now, there are certain issues, because a lot of green cards is going to be a lot of mana. So there's other things that we have to get more mana from the mana we already have. Nyx Bloom Ancient. Of course, tap. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much mana instead. 5/5 as well. That's incredible. You tap 1 treasure token, you're getting 3 mana for that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there's way more ways to get mana tokens. Treasure tokens, such as Parallel Lives. If an effect would put 1 or more tokens onto the battlefield under your control, it puts twice that many of those tokens onto the battlefield instead. Which is great, especially when stacked with Doubling Season. Yes, both of these work at the same time. Doubling Season, if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates that twice that many of those tokens instead. If an effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many counters on that permanent instead. Just think of this. We have Old Gnawbone out. Then we pull out Unnatural Growth. So, Old Gnawbone is a 14/14 flyer. We have Doubling Season. We have Parallel Lives. All of this stacking up, hit someone in the face for 14. I'm about to do math live on the spot. Hit for 14, immediately doubled to 28 from Parallel Lives. And then immediately again, doubled again for Doubling Season. So, 28 and then 8, so that's a 6, and then 1. So, 48? So, I can't do math. I'm doing this live. There's no editing here. Don't really see. We are at already an insane amount of treasure tokens. So, we have all of this on the field. Now what? We have an insane amount of treasure tokens. We're smacking for 14. Well, let's just generate some extra artifacts while we're here. Might as well. I don't have any uses for clue or food tokens except their draw and natural use. Academy Manufacturer, if you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create 1 of each. So now we're tripling our income of artifacts on the field. And you know what? There's a bunch of artifacts on the field, and especially ones that we have to sacrifice. So what if perhaps we can pull up we can pull up. If we can pull up, where are you? I had you here. Fangreen Marauder. Oh my gosh. If an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may gain 5 life. Think about it for a second. Every time you tap a treasure, you are sacrificing it. Yes, it doesn't go into your graveyard, but it does in fact hit your graveyard. So the treasure hits your graveyard and it is gone. You gain 5 life. You already had 48 treasure tokens on the battlefield. Someone swings at you. Oh, in response, since you're about to kill me, I'm going to tap all my treasure tokens, gain a bajillion life. This is fun. This is why we like Commander. It's because of silly things like this. This is great. Now, if you don't want to sacrifice your treasure and you want to maybe hold on to it and use it just as basically land, here's Jaheira for you. Tokens you control have tap, add, green mana. Choose a background. That's Commander stuff. Anyways, 3 mana, tokens you control have tap, add, green mana. You only need green mana. This is a green Commander deck. Why? You don't need anything else. You don't need to sacrifice your treasures. So now each treasure is no longer being sacrificed. It is just tapping for mana. It is basically a land. You basically have a land out. What else do I have here? You want to give your creatures trample so more of them can hit in the face? Because any creature that hits someone in the face, you gain treasure tokens for. And so if you have Giant Enkeg out, everyone has trample and ward, no one can do anything about that. You are straight rampaging on through. We also have Rampage of the Clans. Just think about this for a second. Instant. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green center creature token. We've already discussed having 48 treasure tokens on the field. In one attack with one creature, destroy all 48 of those. Now you have 48 3/3s. And you have trample from literally any of these other cards. Grook's Uprising, creature control of trample. And you're getting a bunch of card draw because you're getting a bunch of big creatures. The rest of this deck, there's obviously 100 cards in this deck, but you've got a lot of big creatures coming out. This card's drawing you cards. Boom, 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 one after another. It is a fun deck because you are generating treasure tokens. You are playing whatever you want. And one of the key things that I do in my deck is really a lot of my sorceries in instance are really only things that affect my side of the board because I want to see other people ramp. I don't really want to, like, the in responses is, yeah, that's fine. That's part of Magic. Like I said, if you think that's fun, go with it. But I'm like, you know what? You do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. So my board's going to be building. Your board's going to be building. And we're going to have fun with it. And mostly because my board's going to be bigger than yours. And then there's other things that just don't at all like work together, and it's just in there because I like it. Like the Trask. And it's in there because I have infinite mana in this deck. So why wouldn't you put just a big swinging creature in there? Especially when it has trample from all of your other enchantments, and it has haste and ward 10, and you're tapping, what, 6, 7, 8, 9 of your treasure tokens without needing to sacrifice them, once again, because we have Jaheira out. And so with all of this combined, with all of this, that's why I love Old Gnawbone. And that's why I love Commander. It is straightforward. It is easy. It is simple. It does not have to be all these big things. I'm going to walk through some of my decks on some of these other videos that are big, complicated things, but it doesn't have to be. Commander is fun because everyone has a different way of playing Commander. And these are the reasons why I love this deck. There's a lot more I could go over, but these are the big fun things that happen in this deck. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, definitely consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us over on Patreon. Link is going to be down in the description, as well as my entire card list for this whole deck. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good week. Goodbye.